session. Some of them are not still here, but I'm recording this. Right. So why WhatsApp and why did we choose this? That you will realize shortly. This is called a process of binge marketing. So I'm going to explain to you the whole process of binge marketing and how this can be monetized. There are many people into WhatsApp classes right now. You've already seen people floating on YouTube and other social media, right? So what is this WhatsApp classes about? That is today's session. So in case you are having any doubt in between, you can always stop and ask. I will not be proceeding to the next slide till we are sure of what is there, right? Okay. So first of all, how much do you want to earn per month? Every person wants to earn, right? And that's why we are here. And that's the rule of life. Unless we earn, we cannot eat our bread and butter. That's important that we earn. So some people are into business, some people are into, they do some service. So whatever it is, you will have to do something to earn some money. So first of all, what does this WhatsApp do is that it generates a certain amount of money for you. Okay. It generates a certain amount of money for you. It could be 10,000, it could be 50,000, it could be 1 lakh, depending on what is the product that you're going to offer through these WhatsApp classes, right? So first of all, I think the best is to define a target for yourself, because accordingly the plan is going to change, and wo plan kya hai, wo shortly aapko batayenge. So first of all, how much time are you willing to invest? Ye pehle ka ek thought process tha. Earlier the thought process was, what was the traditional way? Time is money. Jitna time ab doge, utna paisa aega, right? Time is money. That you must have heard n number of people saying that if I'm spending 10 hours, I should get this. My charges are on a per hour basis. Time is always money. So how much were you willing to invest? 10 hours, 50 hours, and 100 hours, whatever it is. But the most important thing was that if you are not physically present, then what is going to happen is that you will not earn money, right? So that was a big problem that, okay. So somebody is, just 1 second. Yeah.
Good evening, sir.
Good evening, sir. Good evening. I'm very much there. So how much time are you willing to invest? That's a very important question here, because when earlier what was happening was we have to be physically present, then only our classes are going to run. If we are not physically present, then what is going to happen? Classes will not happen. So every time my Friday, Saturday, Sunday, Monday, Tuesday, my 6 hours, 7 hours, 8 hours, I'm investing on my students. So if I'm not there, then what will happen? I'll not get that money. So that is a problem with the traditional way. Time is money, if you see the traditional way. So the more I invest my time, the more I generate my income, right? That was the traditional way. But if you see, that has now changed dramatically. This is called an active income. So something happens to you, you have to go out for a function, that us din ka paisa aapka gaya, because you are physically absent. So what I'm not talking about is not the active income. I'm talking about something called the passive income. So passive income is that you are not supposed to be present there, but your programs will run. So is your presence required? So if you talk about any big organization, any organization will not, for example, if you look at Facebook itself, Mark Zuckerberg doesn't have to physically be present, everything runs automatically. Or for that matter, Google runs automatically, Larry Fishbein and all these people who are founders of Google, they don't have to be in the office every day. They have created systems such that things are going on. So these are all, you may think that they are in America, they are in Europe, and the conditions are like that. But I'm going to take an example of an Indian who has really made big, and you will be able to guess whose name is that shortly. So is your presence required to generate income? The answer is no. If your physical presence is required, it's like, a labor. Labor ka kaam hota hai, dihadi, when you are going and doing your work, you are getting your money, otherwise you are not getting your money. So we have to get from the active to the passive, and that's what the future is. And this 2020 has proved to us that it is very much possible. Online presence is very much possible. Till that time, parents were very apprehensive of going online. Physically, children may not be able to travel far, and also it's cost effective, the petrol, the time, if you look for the students and as well as for you. So is your presence required to generate income? The answer is no. So I'm talking about Byju's. He recently figured on the cover of Forbes magazine, and he's been declared as one of the youngest Indian billionaires. So that's a great achievement. I think $11 billion, if I'm not wrong. So that is the amount of money he has been generating in the past year. So he's featured on Forbes, and you see the progress. He's a simple guy from Kerala. He was nowhere. If you look at his history and read about this guy, and what is he doing? He is generating his income just by putting his material on a tablet and selling it. It's not that his teachers are struggling there every day, morning till night, and giving classes. No, it's not like that. What is he doing? He has once hired teachers, and he has put everything on record, and he is giving these video lectures to the students. And believe me, these courses are not cheap. It is quite the fortune if you take a year's package with all the subjects. But what has he done? He has managed to create a branding for himself in which people have trust. And whether it's good or not, I'm not commenting on that. But at the same time, he has grown his market tremendously. And initially, the challenge was that people will never believe in an online class, but he has proved that online classes do work. And this passive income he is generating without actually teachers going into the class and teaching. He's recorded it once, remember that. So this is the Indian context that I wanted to, so it will work anywhere. That's what I wanted to prove to you. So what is a passive income? Just for general, passive income hota kya hai? Like for example, you have property, okay? You have given your flat on rent. Whether the person is staying there, he is gone for vacation, you will get your rent every month, right? So that is called a passive income. You don't have to do anything. You are sitting there. You are renting out your commercial premises to a shop or something, you get income. That's a rent from property. You write books and your books are being sold, you get royalty on that. So royalty, money from the royalty is also considered as a passive income. You don't have to do anything. You've written the book once. Look at R.S. Agarwal or R.D. Sharma or any big authors or Lakshmi Singh. They have written their books once upon a time and they're still earning God knows how much. Okay, sale of music, movies, or any product, fixed deposit, shares. These are all examples of a passive income where you are not doing anything, but you have invested in something and your money is being generated. So that's the difference between active and passive income. So how do we generate that? Through, because we are educationists, I'm not talking about investments on property or anything like that. So through education, how can the passive income be generated? And this I have personally, I didn't have ABC, I didn't know anything about this, but I have realized this in the last year, 2020, because I have personally experienced this WhatsApp binge marketing, and it works if you do it in the correct way. And that's why I'm here to share how it is done. So why WhatsApp? So WhatsApp kyun hai? Because it's the most convenient thing. Everybody has WhatsApp. You will see that everybody, there is no child who is not on WhatsApp. He may have a problem in getting a laptop. He may not be able to attend live classes because his internet is weak. But WhatsApp everyone has, isn't it? Even a student from the rural area can afford WhatsApp because now the WhatsApp charges, you need what? 3 months, I think you will, if you pay 398, you will get unlimited data on any network. So I think that's the power of WhatsApp, and that's a very common platform. So in this common platform, what is happening is that it is very easy and convenient to float our products because it will reach out to a lot of people, right? So it's a free app and does not require fast Wi-Fi like the other stream. So if you're going on a live class, then some people will say, I don't have a laptop, my screen is small, I will not be able to attend live class because I cannot see what is on the screen, what the teachers are explaining, I cannot see. But WhatsApp can run on a simple smartphone, a basic smartphone is enough. And that is why we are recommending WhatsApp. There are many people who are doing on Telegram, but again, Telegram, I have personally tried, it doesn't work out. Many people are not on Telegram. It will take probably a lot of time. WhatsApp is very convenient and it's user friendly. So that's why we are selecting WhatsApp. So if you look at the 7 P's of the marketing, what is your product? So what are you here for? You have a specialized product. Okay, you must be a maths teacher, English, science, or you must be a skill, you must be a counselor, you must be an art and craft teacher, but whatever it is, you need a product. Unless there is a product, nobody is going to approach you. So you need to have a niche area of a product. You need to identify the place from where you are going to operate this. Is it going to be only for Delhi, or is it going only for Maharashtra? Is it all over India or anybody? So that place, or physically they have to come to you. So all that has to be decided. Pricing, the most sensitive factor in the Indian market is pricing. If you are branding yourself too expensive, people will say you are too expensive, you are money minded, you are not interested in education, you are there. You must have experienced all this, right? In spite of all the good intentions that you have of educating people, you will be branded very commercial if the pricing is high. And if you are putting it very low at the same time, then there will be some exclusive class of students who will say, "Arey, this person may not be so good, that is why he is pricing it low." So what should be the pricing? Promo, how are you going to promote yourselves? Now, promotions, are you going to do Facebook ads? Are you going to do pamphlets the traditional way? Are you going to put on newspaper ads? What is the method by which you are promoting yourself? Physical presence is very important. Physical, all are P, 7 P's of marketing it is called. Now physical means what? When you are putting a product, if you don't have an identity, people will not join you. Okay. Now, if you are already having a branding, it's easier for you to get students because you have already proved your worth. But if you're doing something, then you need to make your presence felt. How? By building website, by making Facebook pages, by making a logo, by branding yourself. You need to brand yourself, then only people will identify you. Otherwise, what will happen is that, who is this person? Even 100 rupees people will not pay you, believe me. The pricing is not important, but your physical, the way you have created yourself for the market is very important, because unless you brand yourself as a genuine person who is willing to serve the students, you will not get the students. So your presence has to be there on social media. So you cannot run away from social media, right? And people. So who are the people who are managing your organization? Who are the teachers there? What are their credentials? Everything which should be very transparent. And then finally, the process. How is this going to happen? Many people enroll for courses, but they don't know how it is going to happen. Okay, come and join me. This is a 6 months course and we will do this, that's all. And then what happens? No information is given. Parent is unaware of what's going on. There is no feedback. There is no test. Whether the student fails or passes, the teacher is not bothered. So there is no processing. So he may try to fool the people in the first year, but second year onwards, already his name has gone down in the market. So we need to set up these 7 things in place, and gradually we will go one by one on how to do it. Right. So the first thing that I would suggest is that since we are going online, okay, online courses are there for the future. Always do asynchronous courses or modules. Very, very important. One is synchronous. Your presence is important. Aap nahi gaye to class nahi chalega, right? But that should be there. Okay, you have a physical center, good, that is there. But what about you are in Delhi and somebody from Mumbai or somebody from Kerala or somebody from Tamil Nadu wants to attend your classes? What are you going to do? So you need to create asynchronous courses. Asynchronous means, just Diksha portals, we are all doing, no, for CBSE courses we are doing. We are enrolling ourselves, we are watching videos, we are giving assignments, we are giving the test, we get a certificate. Same way we need to create for our students. If students are interested, okay, chapter 1, this is the module. Chapter 2, this is the module. Create this module. So you need to record your lectures. So if you have not done it, please record your lectures. ये बहुत काम आने वाला है, because these lectures are very, very precious for anybody, and this is worth. So the energy that you're spending in a class should not go wasted, because every time what's happening, you have batch 1, you're doing the same thing. Batch 2, you are speaking out the same thing. Batch 3, same thing we are doing in schools, right? We are going from one section to the other, and we are repeating the same thing over and over again. It's only the doubts which will be different. Otherwise, your lecture is practically the same, isn't it? Every year, of course, you can add or subtract things. But ideally, when you introduce a topic, it's going to be exactly same, very similar to. So why to waste energy? And so make use of the fact that you record it. Okay. So if Michael Jackson or a singer were to sing only in live performance, he would not be have earned that much in his lifetime. So how did he? How are all the singers earning? By cassettes, by CDs, right? And they sing all that people are buying. So you need to get this in the video mode. You need to record your lectures. All the lessons should be in proper format. And you can create podcasts. If you are an English teacher or language where the board is not required, you can create podcasts, you can create blogs, you can record videos, you can make a YouTube channel. These are the different ways by which recording is possible. And you can earn passive income from all those who enroll for your course. Okay, so how to go about that I will be telling you. And the best example is, I've made 2 very extreme comparison. Byju's just enroll for the course and they are not teaching you live, they're giving you a module. You enroll for Netflix. Nobody, the actors are not acting their life for you. Everything is there. You are just giving a subscription, and there are millions of subscribers who are giving millions of revenue to the Netflix owners, right? So this is the model that we are talking about, a passive way of generating income with your recorded lectures, and your recorded lectures are very precious. So this should be made use, because you have spent, let's say, 100 hours in a year. So that 100 hours has gone, right? So where is it going to be used in this? So this is called asynchronous. So identify your niche area. This is very important. That are people willing to pay for your service? You are offering a service, but are people willing to pay it, or they will not pay? That is very important. So if you are doing on academics, definitely there is scope. People always want help in maths. People want help in science. People want help in English. Okay, but if you are into, let's say, counseling, what sort of counseling are you into? Okay, it's a general counseling, or is it a career counseling, or are you a life skill coach, or you are into personality development? So you need to identify a micro niche in those areas. If you just say, I am here to develop leadership skills, that may not be many takers for that. But if you have a micro niche, like for example, how to be a good speaker, or 10 steps to become a great in creative writing. So you are giving some concrete steps, and or how to become a good how to get better and better in quiz, something like that, or dramatics, any area that I'm not there is no limit to what you can think actually. So that niche area is very, very important, and you have to identify whether people are willing to pay for that or not. And if they are willing to pay for that, then I think that should be utilized. So why don't people do it? So the number one, I would say, is the fear. What will people say? How will I look on camera, or how am I sounding? Whether my program will flop? And as they say, if you don't even try, then what is the use? You need to try. So when your fear is greater than your dream, then you will never take action. Okay, you will tend to relax. Okay, lockdown, there is COVID, nobody is coming to me, nothing is happening, you keep complaining. But when your dream is greater, you want to do something and you want to aggressively go about what you want to do, then what happens is that you will take action. So what is action? Some concrete steps by which you can enroll students for your program. So it's always important to have that vision that you need, that your program is going to have takers, your program is good, believe in your content, and your content has to be good, not that you are fooling people and enrolling. That also is a very bad idea, because it will work only once. Okay, the number one thing that I have learned in the last 1 year, my personal experience, is that always host a webinar. A webinar is the best way to attract people to you. Okay, otherwise nobody knows you. So you host a webinar. Okay, so let's say you give the date on 2nd April. I am hosting a webinar for all the people who are interested in joining for my maths classes, or all the people who are interested in my Hindi classes, or all the people who are interested in my science for class, this host a webinar. And who's going to attend these webinars? Anyone. Some people are very hesitant, so that parents will come, or other teachers will come, or they may not be students. Why are you worried? Because this is a public platform. Let anyone attend. And if you're good, believe me, by word of mouth, it spreads. So there is a marketing formula that organize a free webinar, open link, anybody can attend. And what are you going to do? You are going to present there your specialized knowledge. How are you different from the other organizations or the other institutions who is offering the same thing? So what are you going to give them better than this? How much are you, how much time are you going to give? What is your target for the students? How are you going to conduct the classes? Give them, let them answer any number of questions and be transparent. People are very happy when you are able to answer all their questions. So a free webinar, see, everyone cannot come physically to you, right? You, because of location, because of transport, and because of laziness. Okay, I am interested in going to this particular place, Connaught Place, and registering my child for a course. But I will say, array, who's going to go to CP 20 kilometers from my house? Every day I'll be wasting 1 hour in going, 1 hour in coming, right? So a webinar is the best way to connect with parents. Who's paying you the money? The parents, not the kids. So kids, it's important that you take the parents also. Host a webinar in which you are going to announce to the world, or to anyone who wants to, okay, I'm going to do this. So, and you are going to invite, and be very liberal with the content you share. Not that, okay, you are going to pay me, then I will give you this. Okay. So as I heard, I was attending one webinar, So I think Avijit Arya or someone, he was doing a webinar, and he was saying, "Aaj ke zamane ka Rambaan hai webinar." Okay, I like this sentence. So that is something, a very special technique by which we can attract crowd is a webinar. I have personally experienced, because in the past year I have done over 100 webinars, and the size of our AIF Facebook group, which started with 500, it became 25,000. So that would not have been possible without doing webinars, because people will come to know more about you. So from it was just, if you see, that was started just about 2 years back, and in 2 years we got a subscription. I mean, the membership rose to more than 25,000. So that's the power of webinars, because anybody from anywhere can attend. And even if I would say the retention is 10%. So if 1,000 people are attending your webinar, then you are going to get 100 customers for yourself. Okay, it's not that you are going to impress everyone. Some will say, "Arey, this is all, we can find something better." Okay, so and this should be free of cost. Not that for the entry point also you are charging some money. That should not happen. So what we need to do is that create a free webinar. This is number one thing, and be liberal with the content that you're going to share. Something special which will strike them. Okay, if you've attended these marketing webinars, they will say, okay, if you attend this webinar, I'm going to give you this. Ek lalach dal dete. There is a greed element. Okay, if you are enrolling for this before this date, I'm going to give you a 50% discount, or along with this, I'm going to give you this reference book, or we have made a special booklet that we are going to give free of cost. So be liberal with whatever you can give. It is possible. And remember, in this online mode of teaching, there is no rent involved. Okay. There is nothing involved. There is no costing. It is zero costing almost, except for the electricity and the internet money, which anyway you are paying, right? That's the only costing. So anything that you are earning is profit for you, need profit. You're not paying rent for a commercial premises. Suppose you had a center and you would have been paying 1 lakh rupees as rent. But here you are not investing in anything except for the internet cost. Yes, Anagha ma'am, any questions there? I can see your raised hand.
Sir, is it? Sir, good evening, sir.
Good evening, ma'am.
Sir, I have a question that if you we are planning for a webinar, okay, for hosting a webinar, is it necessary to be a resource person like
No,
from CBSE? Like
no, not at all.
No.
You should the moment you have a niche, you have knowledge about anything, you can host a webinar. There is no rule in India says that you cannot host a webinar. Anybody can host a webinar provided he has content in his or her as a PPT, or if he has the talking ability and he can communicate. There is no restriction on who is doing a webinar. As long as it is not political or religious, there is no problem. If you are in the field of education and doing a webinar, then nobody is going to stop you. It's a noble service, right? So I don't think there will be any issues. Whenever your content is ready, you can go ahead and organize this. So this is what.
Okay, only for the CBSE training, like only for the conducting CBSE. Only for conducting CBSE training, sir, we need to be a resource person.
Yes, ma'am. For CBSE, if you want to be a CBSE resource person, that I will tell you in the end what are the steps for that. So that is different. Here we are not talking about CBSE resource persons. We are talking about normal webinars that we can take in our daily lives. If you're talking about CBSE webinars, I will talk to you in the end of the webinar on how to go about that. So there is a separate procedure for that.
Okay, sir. Thank you, sir. Please tell.
Welcome. Yeah, thank you. Right. So this is Avijit Arya. He is one of the guys who does a lot of webinars, and he is personally, I think, earned more than 2 crores in 2020 itself. And this is the screenshot that I have taken of why a webinar is important in today's times. So he gives certain benefits of doing a live webinar. The first one is enriching your online content, establishing authority. You should be, because parents are not seeing you teaching, right? Parents have never seen you inside the classroom. So when you are exposing yourself, if you are confident that even parents see, I have no issues. Okay, so suppose you are a teacher who is not so good, you will hesitate to come in front of parents because you have been doing that in the confines of your classroom where you are the king or the queen, right? So the moment you are exposing yourself on a public platform, that shows your confidence, that I am confident of my content and I can deliver an excellent lecture. So it is important that you establish authority. So the moment you take a webinar, that is showing your authority in the subject. Okay. Then the wider reach and engaging, very important, wider reach. So in a small classroom, we'll be able to engage only 40, but when we talk about webinars, a live webinar, a YouTube live or something, there is no limit. It could be thousands, right? The branding value is very important. You are creating a brand for yourself. Suppose you have a webinar every week, people are again and again going to see that, okay, this person, this person, this person, it unknowingly gets into their brain, and you're taking different concepts of different subjects, and it gets reinforced. And then what happens is that you get more visibility, and you are going to get high quality sales leads. Now see what happens in a physical center. Lots of people will phone, okay, I want to enroll my child for this course, or some neighbors will tell this person is this, but they never join. But when we talk about webinars, the conversion rates are very good because we are dealing with volumes. A volume is very important because it's not that you're every day one person is asking you, it's you are doing webinars for hundreds of people together, right? And you will be able to understand your audience better because they are going to ask you a lot of questions. It's a personalized discussion. So it's very important that that's why I told you, don't be afraid of calling parents or anybody to your webinars, because if somebody likes, if suppose you are in putting a link and I like, as a teacher I may be, so I may be referring you to some of my students. So don't be afraid of inviting other teachers that they are coming to see what I am doing or something like that. Let it be an open link and you be confident about the content that you promote. Okay. And this is, of course, as I told you, the most cost efficient communication. There is no costing involved. That's the biggest thing. You don't have to take a rent. You don't have to buy a blackboard. You don't have to buy chalks or whiteboard markers, or you don't have to invest on furniture. You don't have to take care of the discipline of kids in the center. After class, where are they going? Security issues. So it is very, very safe and the best cost efficient method, right? And of course, it gives you if you are investing on any, the returns will be very fast and your sales are going to increase extremely faster. So these are the benefits of a live webinar. And I can personally vouch for this, that a personal webinar is going to increase your membership by at least 10 to 20 times in the first year itself. So suppose you are having 10 students, after a few webinars, I can assure you, you will get 10 into 10, 100 students. That's the power, because your reach is going to be much faster, right? Okay, so what are some tips? So first of all is that there is a tendency among some people saying that they've already lost a battle. Okay, I've lost my job. There is all sort of problem. I have financial issues. Don't tell all this to students or people who are coming to you, because that itself shows that your brand value is very bad. Always look confident, and you always need to look like a winner. The person who is coming to you should be confident of sending their kids to you, saying that, okay, he or she is the right person who's best for my child. So if you are already lost in life and you already are into problems, I doubt whether anybody is going to send. So you need to be confident, first of all. That is very, very important. And give value, as much value that you can give value to them. And research competency. Who are the people in my area or in my field who is doing? See what they are doing. How are they getting so much leads? There must be something. So study their techniques, study their styles. What better can you do? Okay. And it's always better to uh, uh, identify who are good, because you cannot live in your own island and say that I'm not bothered about what others are doing. Okay, that person may be doing like this. You go there. Some people are like that. So don't let it not be an ego issue. It should be something which you should be able to identify from the best person in your field of how to go about things, right? So you need to specialize in an area. The more you specialize, the better it is. The more you specialize. So if there is some person who is saying that I'm going to teach you, come to me, I will teach you all subjects, he may not be a specialized person. So somebody says, okay, I am going to teach you this subject for this, okay, then he is a little more specialized. So speciality people will prefer because that person will be able to, especially in the higher classes. In the lower classes, of course, there will be one person teaching all that. And always be different from the other person who is doing that same stuff over and over again. Then how are we different? That we need to identify what extra can I give, okay? And the trick in online, I have realized, is keep the pricing low and concentrate on the volume. Volume is very important. Okay, that I will show you in a slide how the volume can increase your profit margin rather than taking more money. Because as I told you, India's market is very price sensitive. The moment you increase your pricing, the volume becomes less, and it's not like that. So how does big Amazon and Flipkart and all these big online giants, how do they sell products at a very low price as compared to your shopkeeper, but still are earning millions? Because of the volume. Okay, they will earn 1 rupee per customer, still they will earn a million rupees. The other shopkeeper will try to sell it 50 rupees, but he will be getting only 10 customers. So he may be earning only 500 rupees per day. But this big online social media site like Flipkart or Amazon, what they will do, they will take a 1 rupee profit or a 2 rupee profit and sell to millions of customers. So your volume is important in the online business. So, and after making this, now how to make this is very simple. You need to give, you need to make a WhatsApp group and do what that I will be telling slowly. And before I go to this slide, I just want to tell you that we'll be logging out in 1 minute. So you will have to log in back with the same ID and password, right? So kindly log in back with the same ID and password after we log out. Provide quality live support. Ye nahi ki, once you have created and then you forget about it. Some people, they make a group and then they do nothing in that. I have personally seen. Okay, come to me, I will give you, I will help you. And then what happened? There is nothing happening in the group and people are frustrated. They will leave or the group is dead. So you need to be active in the group. You need to provide content. You need to provide videos. Okay, respond to the questions. Be proactive. You organize some doubt classes. Have a demo class. And if there is any doubts, they cannot do it 24 hours. You may be sleeping and they cannot ask doubts. So keep a timing. Okay, that okay, on Fridays between 8 and 8:30 p.m. I'll be available for your doubts. So they can answer. You will be able to answer that. So your whole week is free. You are putting half an hour or 1 hour per week only for the live interaction if possible, or otherwise you can respond by voice or text. They can WhatsApp the by this recording, voice recording, and you can respond back, or they can